It's 2025 and America's got a new hustle. Silent, strategic deportations hitting Filipino communities harder than ever. We're talking about cities you wouldn't expect, places once considered safe havens. ICE has new tactics and tech, rounding up Filipinos and shipping them back. Today we're exposing the 10 U.S. cities quietly deporting Filipinos at alarming rates, the loopholes they're using, and what you can do about it. If you're Filipino, know Filipinos, or just love lumpia, this one's for you. Stay tuned. We're starting in Houston, Texas, a city built by immigrants, Filipinos included. For decades, Houston has been a beacon for those seeking new beginnings, a place where hard work and hope could transform lives. The city's energy, its diversity, and its promise of opportunity have drawn people from all over the world, including thousands of Filipinos who dreamed of a better future for themselves and their families. Lately, Houston's telling a different story. Filipinos are everywhere, nurses, caregivers, logistics workers, contributing to the city's heartbeat. They fill vital roles in hospitals, care homes, and warehouses, often working long hours to support loved ones both here and back home. Their presence is woven into the fabric of Houston, from the bustling medical centers to the busy shipping hubs that keep the city moving. But those industries have become ice hunting grounds. What once felt like safe spaces, places of work, healing, and community, are now shadowed by the threat of immigration enforcement. The fear is palpable, and it's changing the way people live and work. Workplace raids are now common, agents sweeping in, checking papers, creating chaos. These sudden operations disrupt entire businesses, leaving workers terrified and employers scrambling. The sound of boots in the hallway, the flash of badges, the demand for documents, these moments are seared into the memories of those who experience them. ICE is using data-sharing agreements to access employment records, social security numbers, even addresses. They're building cases silently, piecing together information from digital trails and paperwork. For many, the threat isn't just at the door, it's in the databases, in the files, in the systems that track every move. Then, when you least expect it, they strike. Early morning, midday, or late at night, no time feels truly safe. Workers are taken away in front of their colleagues, sometimes without a chance to say goodbye or collect their things. Families are being torn apart, businesses losing essential workers, and the ripple effects are felt throughout the community. Children come home to empty houses, business owners face sudden shortages, and co-workers are left to pick up the pieces. Fear has settled over Houston's Filipino community. Conversations are hushed, plans are made in secret, and every knock at the door brings anxiety. The sense of safety that once defined this city is slipping away, replaced by uncertainty and dread. The American dream that brought so many Filipinos to Houston, it's slipping away. What was once a land of hope now feels like a place of risk, where dreams are deferred and families live in fear of separation. The city's promise is fading fast. For many, Houston is no longer just a city of opportunity, it's become a place where hope and fear walk side by side, and the future feels more uncertain than ever. Next, we head north to Chicago, a city famous for its deep dish pizza, the Cubs, and a vibrant Filipino community that has called these neighborhoods home for generations. The city's rich cultural tapestry is woven with stories of immigrants who arrived seeking opportunity, safety, and a better life for their families. Filipino festivals, bustling markets, and close-knit gatherings have long been a hallmark of Chicago's diverse spirit. But beneath the welcoming facade, something sinister is brewing. The city's streets, once filled with laughter and hope, now echo with uncertainty and fear. Families who once felt secure are now glancing over their shoulders, worried about what tomorrow might bring. In neighborhoods like Albany Park and West Ridge, where Filipino culture thrives, deportations are happening quietly, almost invisibly. Friends and neighbors suddenly disappear, leaving behind empty homes and unanswered questions. The sense of community is being eroded, one family at a time. It often starts with something as simple as a visa overstay or an expired green card. Without warning, people find themselves in ICE custody, separated from loved ones and facing an uncertain future. The fear of a knock at the door has become a daily reality for many. ICE is now tapping into social service databases, quietly collecting information on individuals and families, often without their knowledge or consent. What was once a lifeline for support has become a source of anxiety, as private details are shared and scrutinized. Even something as routine as applying for food stamps or enrolling in English classes can put you on ICE's radar. Everyday acts of seeking help or self-improvement now carry hidden risks, forcing many to choose between survival and safety. Chicago, once celebrated as a city of second chances and new beginnings, is quietly turning its back on its Filipino residents. The silent crackdown is reshaping lives, leaving families fractured and dreams deferred, as fear replaces the hope that once defined this community. Now let's talk about Los Angeles, a city that has long prided itself on its diversity, its vibrant communities, and its reputation as a supposed sanctuary for immigrants from all over the world. For decades, Louisiana has been a beacon of hope, a place where people from every corner of the globe have come to build new lives, chase their dreams, and contribute to the city's unique cultural tapestry. But for many Filipinos living here, the idea of sanctuary doesn't mean what it used to. The sense of safety that once defined their experience in Los Angeles is slowly slipping away, replaced by anxiety and uncertainty about the future. People who have called LA home for years, sometimes even decades, are now finding themselves at risk. These are individuals who have worked hard, raised families, and helped shape the city's economy and culture. Yet, despite their deep roots, they now face the constant threat of being uprooted. A massive backlog of immigration cases combined with increasingly aggressive enforcement tactics has turned what was once a sanctuary into something more like a deportation trap. The very systems that we're supposed to protect are now being used to target. Even minor paperwork issues, things that might have been overlooked in the past, are now grounds for immediate removal. A missed deadline, a lost document, or a simple clerical error can suddenly put someone's entire life in jeopardy. County databases are now linked directly to federal systems, creating a seamless flow of information that leaves little room for privacy or error. This makes it easier than ever for ICE to track, locate, and detain Filipinos and other immigrants, often with little warning or recourse. Your landlord, your employer, even the DMV, institutions you once trusted, could now be sharing your personal information with authorities. The very fabric of daily life is woven with uncertainty, as the lines between sanctuary and surveillance blur. For many, Louisiana's sanctuary status is starting to feel like a cruel joke, a promise that's been broken, leaving families anxious, isolated, and unsure of where to turn next. Let's head east to New York City, the melting pot home to Lady Liberty, but even here, Filipinos are living in fear. Communities in Queens and the Bronx are under siege. ICE raids target community events, churches, even restaurants. Facial recognition tech is deployed at subway stations and street corners, scanning faces and matching them to databases. Even a minor infraction can land you in detention. New York, the supposed bastion of liberty, is turning into a surveillance state. Next stop, San Francisco, the tech capital, city by the bay. Behind its progressive image, a chilling reality unfolds for Filipinos. The housing crisis means sky-high rents and rampant evictions, with Filipinos caught in the crosshairs. Eviction notices and landlord disputes are fast-tracking deportations. Landlords report undocumented residents to ICE who show up with eviction and deportation orders. Digital footprints, social media, online transactions, phone location data are all used to track and target Filipinos. San Francisco's innovation is now a tool for deportation. The city's promise of tolerance is wearing thin. Now, Dallas, Texas, heart of the Lone Star State and a healthcare hub. Filipino nurses and caregivers, once the backbone of Dallas's healthcare, are now targets. Audits and anti-immigrant sentiment have turned healthcare heroes into deportation cases. Many were recruited from the Philippines, promised visas and a better life, only to face paperwork issues and expired visas. Some fell victim to shady recruitment agencies trapped in exploitative jobs. Now they're being punished for others' crimes. Dallas is turning its back on those who keep its hospitals running. Next up, San Diego, California, sunny, laid back, and close to the border. For Filipinos, that proximity is a double-edged sword. San Diego's become a testing ground for aggressive immigration enforcement. Mobile courtrooms near border crossings railroad Filipinos through expedited deportation. Facial recognition scanners at checkpoints and transit hubs identify and apprehend Filipinos for even minor infractions. San Diego's perfect weather can't hide its harsh reality. Now Phoenix, Arizona, Valley of the Sun, and a growing immigrant hub. For Filipinos, the welcome mat has been pulled away. Phoenix lost its sanctuary city status and DACA protections are vanishing. DACA recipients, many Filipino, are losing status and facing upheaval. ICE raids on churches, community centers, and workplaces are now common. Even places of worship aren't safe. The message is clear: no one is safe. Heading south to Miami, Florida, beaches, nightlife, and a thriving cruise industry. For Filipino workers, the high seas have become a pathway to deportation. Miami's cruise industry is a prime target for ICE investigations. Crackdowns on identity theft and visa fraud have ensnared many innocent workers. A single accusation or clerical error can land someone in detention. Once you're in the system, it's a nightmare to get out. Miami's promise of escape has become a trap. Finally, Washington, D.C., the seat of power. For Filipinos, the halls of power feel a million miles away. Policy changes are having devastating consequences. Protections like temporary protected status are being revoked, lives thrown into turmoil. Changes to DACA, asylum, and family reunification make it nearly impossible to stay legally. D.C., once a beacon of democracy, now symbolizes broken promises. There you have it, 10 cities, 10 snapshots of a silent crisis. These deportations aren't just statistics, they're real lives, families, and communities. America's broken immigration system thrives on fear and silence, but we won't be silent. Share this with your friends, family, and community. Knowledge is power, and together we can fight back. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and most importantly, stay safe. Peace. Let me know if you need further tightening or adjustments.